Okay, everyone, we're here today with our next interview with Guy from beforeyoubid.com. Welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy to have you because your system, and I want you to explain it next, is on your own, but your system is really an online portal that is already in place for buyers and for agents when we're listing to have information available on the online portal. So,
Yes.
Buyers can have the most information possible before they place a bid on a property.
Yes.
So go ahead and if you want to explain your platform and what your service is so everyone understands.
Yeah. Look, Before You Bid is a national company. We're in all states. We're a tech platform, for building and pest strata pull reports. We're not a building and pest company, but we have panelists in all areas that take care of the strata reports, the building and pests, and they're invited to join our panel. I mean, we vet them, we check them out, we make sure that, they are who they say they are. We do brag that we've got the best inspectors on our books because, we need their insurances, we need their dates and stuff like that. You just can't join our panel. You have to be invited, and through the vetting process, and we feel good about it, and we invite them. If they accept, they're on our panel. Now, we have over 100 building and pest inspectors nationally. I personally in Queensland look after about 35,
Yeah, that's
We're
still
peppered
great,
all
though.
the way up to Cairns, but the bulk of the work is between the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, amazing. So you essentially facilitate these building and pest inspections and, strata reports, like you said, in some other states, and pool inspection reports so that agents and buyers have everything digitally.
Yes.
And, that's the whole idea, is to have everything available when you're listing a property ahead of time, doing everyone's due diligence. And if you're a buyer, obviously it's to have all that information available to you so that you can make the most informed decision before you place a bid.
Exactly. Get these pre-inspections done prior to listing. As you and I talked about privately, that there are two things, especially with private treaty, that make a sale fall over. One is finance, and the second is a building and pest inspection report.
Yes.
And most of the time, it's what's in that report, where if a buyer has access to one, but the vendor and the agent doesn't, well, then you've lost control.
Yes.
And they will use it as leverage. And having these pre-purchased inspection reports up front just helps the agent protect.
Everything's just out there, right? Like, we don't want to be hiding things. We want to have everything disclosed.
Transparency.
Total transparency. That's beautiful. And it also, too, as a buyer, it's like if it's all available online, too, it's so easy to view, especially now in this whole COVID crisis, everything being there available for us to see and have all the information possible available, that we can make the best decision for any given property, right?
Absolutely. And we work very closely with agents. We do work with vendors, but we work very closely with agents. That's the partnership here.
Yeah.
Because we want to make your job a lot easier. And the way that it happens is that through our portal, every single agent can have their own portal on our platform. They can have their own account. There's no fees involved. You just access your portal through your work email and the password that you receive from us, and bang, your account's there. And you can very simply go in and put in the property address that's up for sale, and you can select, do you want a strata report? Do you want a building and pest report? Do you need a pool report done? And you just click on it. You just put the vendor's details in, because our niche market is vendors, not so much the buyer. And this is why we work so closely with agents. And it literally takes 40 seconds to place the order. Yeah. And once you've submitted that, the agent's job is done. There is very little for them to do. Let us take care of it for you. And because you're linked as the listing agent, you just automatically receive all correspondence. And in your portal is all your history, all your data, and it stays there. All your live listings, who's downloaded the reports, who's purchased the reports, that information that you get. So I'm going to explain how the portal works in layman terms. Agents go on to beforeyourbid.com.au. They log in, they place the order, and as soon as they've submitted that order, within seconds, a payment link goes to the vendor. And we give them a courtesy call. We're not there to sell them anything. We just let them know that that payment link email is there. Just pay that deposit. And most of the time, it's a $49 deposit. That's all they have to pay.
That's great.
For an independent building and pest inspection report. Basically, they're sponsoring an independent building and pest inspection report. And once they submit that $49 deposit, it automatically pings to the inspector who is connected to that agent or that agent's office by default. And they automatically get, do I accept or do I decline? You know, this is why the inspectors love us. There's no admin fees for them. If they're busy, they decline. If they're away, they decline. It'll just bounce to another inspector.
Someone else, yeah.
So they accept.
Just go down the list.
Yeah, and they accept, and then they get the information of who they need to connect with, because it'll either be ticked, call the agent because it's a rental or it's an investment property, no one's there, or it may be ticked because the vendor would do that when they submit, connect with me. The inspector connects with the agent or vendor. When's a good time and day for me to come in and do the inspection?
Yeah.
You know, and as soon as that's logged in, it's automatic. Agents and the vendor will automatically get an email just confirming that time. The agent hasn't done anything else. Once the report's done, they get an email, and it will also be in their portal where they can view it, download it, print it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, and you also get, the agents also get marketing material from us automatically. And it's a customized one-pager with a unique link on it. And so they can blast that out, they can print it up, but of course we're now on the online space and agents are working at home, just email it out to any prospects that's shown any interest. They can click on that link and they can purchase and download the report for $49.
Yeah.
Within seconds, the agent will be pinged a notification. You know, hi Tiffany, just letting you know, Sam Smith just downloaded your report. It's your above listing. Here are his contact details.
Amazing.
So,
it's just streamlined.
That's how, that's how the Before You Bid wheel works on behalf of the agents. And once I say, you know, once that order is placed, you know, the agents can just concentrate on doing other stuff. More important stuff.
Yeah. Well, the vendor also feels completely at ease that everything's, you know, completely automated and handled and available to their agents to do their job, right?
Yep.
And buyers have all the information, everything's disclosed in full transparency so that they can make the best decision and come to the table with a cash offer with no doubts. You know, like you were saying, you know, basically building and pest inspection reports are what breaks deals. And we don't want that to happen. We want vendors to be serviced and making sure buyers have all the information they can to ensure that vendors get the best offers on the table, right?
And for agents,
clean offers, and for agents to have an easy process to do that for their vendors.
The vendor's not forking out $500 for a report. For $49, as your agent, let me protect your asking price. Let's get this sale done and dusted. And this is going to help, you know, move that along, you know.
Yes.
And also we offer a service with all our inspectors, and they're all on board with this, that a report comes in, vendor views the report, the agent, of course, views the report. If the vendor chooses to fix up some of the defaults, you know, a hole in the wall, a leaking tap, bit of plumbing, we give them the time to do that. They just need to keep copies of any receipts of payment and take photos, send it off to the inspector, CC us, and all our inspectors will amend the report free of charge.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And again,
That's
that's
so
all
important,
done
right?
on behalf of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You know, I think that that's just key. That's key to any market, whether it's a strong market or a slow market, is just making sure you do that as a vendor, as an agent, doing this stuff prior to, so that you have time to rectify anything. And then easily your team can adjust everything and provide new links and make sure everything's up to date. It's just beautiful.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
it
it.
does. And what the buyers love about it, they're only paying $49 to view
Exactly.
an independent report. The vendor, it's not a report that the vendor has supplied. There's no
Mm,
names on the report. It's just the
yeah.
inspector's name on the report. You know, a vendor can't go out and get his mate Bob the builder to do the inspection. He has no say. So it's fully independent. And
Mm,
you know, the buyers out there are knowing this because we've been around for a while. And what they love is that only the success, I mean, there's got to be a second charge. The inspector has to be paid,
yeah.
but only the successful purchaser of the property will pay the balance.
Mm,
So there could have
I
been
see.
4 people that bought and downloaded that report, but only the successful purchaser pays the balance. And they're happy to do that. Then it's transferred into their name for insurance purposes and
Yeah.
shipped off to them.
Well,
But
yeah,
they're
exactly.
not
Like your
paying
home
out.
insurance and everything
Yeah,
else is useful for all of those things. If you're going to do
absolutely.
renovations, you have contractors coming in. This is also useful for them down the track. It's perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, they're not forking out. You haven't got 6 people going out and getting 6 different reports, and they've all paid $500.
Yeah.
I spoke to a young couple recently that were in the market to buy a property. They were into over $2,000 worth of inspections
Oh,
because they keep forking out $450 for inspection for this
yeah.
house. They go to the auction, they get blown out, and then they go to the next one.
Yeah.
Where with us, they could buy 4 reports for less than what, you know, for half
Yeah.
the price of what it would cost for a full independent report.
Well, and that, what an incentive for buyers with properties and listings that have this available, right?
Yes.
They avoid having to fork out that extra, you know, $500-$600, like you said, sometimes 300, depending on the age or the inspector, but way more than you would pay for a listing that has that available through your before you bid service. That's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So buyers will be like, of course I'm going to, you know, I would feel as a buyer, I'd feel that's amazing, full transparency. They've invested in this service for me. They're giving me more of an opportunity to consider this seriously. I'm going to go and check out this house. This is
Exactly.
amazing.
And that's a good point, because keep in mind, they've only paid $49. So whether they paid $49 or $500 for a report, they're paying something. So they've got
Yeah.
skin in the game.
Yeah, they're invested.
They're
Yeah,
serious.
they're serious.
They
Yeah,
want to be in the market. It's not like
exactly.
you're getting it out for free. You know,
Yeah,
everyone will take something for free.
yeah.
But when there's a small markup on it, you know, a price to pay, well, you sort of get rid of the tire kickers. You've got people that are serious
Definitely.
in moving
Yeah,
forward. And of
yeah,
course, with McGrath, if we're going to look at from the buyer's point of view, most, if not all, McGrath offices now we have the before you bid building and pest purchase button embedded on
yeah,
all your listings for
yeah.
those offices and agents that choose to have that. And
Mm-hmm.
so here's another online service moving forward, where say the vendor doesn't move forward, but a prospect wants to get a report done. Most of the time they ask the agent, hey, I want to get a report, who do you recommend? And of course they can recommend people that they work well with.
Mm-hmm.
But now, and this has just come into play over the last 3-4 weeks for McGrath, that you can now say, just go to our website, go to my listing, and you'll see a button there
And just click.
for building and pest, and they can click on
Yeah.
that button and they can see that they can order one.
Yeah. And the beautiful part about your system too is that it's not just one inspector. You have your roster that are fully vetted and, you know, amazing quality inspectors that are
Absolutely.
with your team.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be on our panel.
Yeah, exactly. Like
They wouldn't
panel,
be on our
having a
panel.
panel is key, especially because, you know, I'm sure people are busy and inspectors are booked. So you have fully, was it 39? How many do you have in Queensland?
Yeah, 39 close to 40 maybe.
Yeah, yeah, like
But over
amazing.
100 nationally, you know.
Exactly.
Um,
So think about
we've
how
got
quickly the turnaround can be because you have so many more inspectors to choose from, and just how easy it is to
and
have the
most of the
process be
time
streamlined.
when agents ask me, do you have my inspector on board? Most of the time they're already on board, you know. And if not, if they are your preference, there is
Mhm.
a feature in their portal where, you know, next to add, you know, in order to add a vendor lead, it says there, add an inspector. And you
Yeah.
can actually click on that, put in your preferred inspector, it pings to me or my colleague in New South Wales or Melbourne, and then we
Mhm.
can get in touch with that inspector and just go through the process to see if they would like to be invited and
Yeah.
join our panel. And if that process goes through successfully, they are linked to that agent that requested that inspector, and they're linked by default. So
That's great.
the real estate agent doesn't have to call the inspector if they don't want to. They know
Yeah.
when the order goes through that it's automatically going to ping to their inspector of choice.
Yeah. Amazing. I just love it. It's just streamlined. It's easy. It's digital. It's like you are one of our partners with McGrath. We love that. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us and helping us sell property and, you know, represent our vendors as best we can. It's amazing. But in this time that we're in, this
Yeah.
COVID crisis, how is this all going to work? Like, how are you seeing things with your services? And like, it sounds like you're ahead of the curve with the digital aspect of your platform. So
We're having orders come through every day.
it's amazing.
And orders are coming through. Look, it's slowing down a little bit, full transparency from me, because people are sort of, I've got to shift, zig and zag here. And people are thinking, well, you know, a lot of real estate agents are, individual agents are set up to work from home.
Yes.
It's always easier in an office space, but we're not going to have that luxury for a while, you know.
Yeah.
For
And
how
we
long
can all work
don't know.
digitally. Like we've
We can
got
all work
computers, we have
digitally.
iPhones, we have everything to our disposal. And
Yeah.
you guys have everything set up digitally. We can all still do our job, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And to the point where if an agent places an order and they got information wrong or they need to add notes, you know, there's a feature there. They just need to click on it and say, you know, please contact this vendor after 6 p.m.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So
our
everything's digital
platform
and
is
updated.
24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
then we
brilliant.
see the notes and say, okay, well, you know, the inspector knows that he needs to get in touch with this vendor at 7 p.m. this evening. So it's just streamlined.
Yeah.
And everything's available.
Yeah,
You know,
everything's
and
digital. Amazing. So you'll still keep doing your job and serving vendors and agents, and we'll still
absolutely.
keep leaning on you to do that. And also, too, you know, as we're talking to vendors or sellers right now who are maybe saying, okay, I do want to list. We're going to be selling in the next six months to a year.
Yeah.
Why not get your people on the job sooner, right? During this uncertain time, like, what do you say to those people?
Well, I think now is always the best time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the market's still up there. The market's still healthy.
Yeah.
If you were considering listing your property and now you're holding back, well, no one can predict what the market's going to be after a shutdown or, you know, in time. And it's awful to think about that, you know, there could be a time frame here that no one can predict. And in times of trouble, markets start to collapse, you know, and they, you know, but I don't want to, I always my cup is always half full. You know, I
Yeah,
like
I think with all the digital tools that we have available to us, just like yourselves, beforeyoubid.com.au, I would say to vendors, just to owners that are looking to sell in the near future, get beforeyoubid.com in and let's get that, talk to your agent. Let's start prepping your home and getting you guys in to do inspections now and ASAP, so that you have all the tools available when you're ready to pull the plug, pull the trigger, pull the plug, pull the trigger.
And if there is a lockdown, line up all your ducks up now.
Exactly.
I'm talking to agents on a daily basis, just chatting with them, just letting them know that we're here. You know, if you're not in a space, just send the details through. I'll place the order on your behalf and link you as a sales agent, so the status quo remains.
Exactly.
If you've got several listings at the moment, we'll talk to your vendors and whether they need a strata report, whether they need a pool report, whether they need a building pest, get them done.
Get them done now.
If there is a lockdown for 2-3 weeks, well, at least you've got all the tools.
And you're ahead of the curve.
Moving forward to get that transaction and get that sale over the line.
Yeah, or just have all your tools in place so that you're ready to list when the time's right for you.
Exactly, and we are very generous with our reports system in the way that a report's done, and all reports are time-stamped, but we don't close out. And this is a recent change that we made nationally. We don't close the reports out for 180 days.
That's great.
It used to be 90.
Yeah.
So 180 days from the date of the report being done, that's 6 months. Mm-hmm. That is so much leverage for you to have access to that report before it's closed out.
And rectify any issues and, update any information. At least you have the bulk of the job done and you're ready ahead of time. That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this all sounds incredible. Any vendor agent looking, to sell and looking to have the best services and tools available to buyers, go to beforeyoubid.com.au and definitely chat with Guy, who's our Queensland rep. And, we're already chatting all the time because McGraw's working solely with you guys. So keep doing what you're doing. And I just love your business model and the digital aspects. I think it's really what we should be doing, all of us, to have all the information done ahead of time and have everything disclosed and transparent to our buyers and make deals happen. And, it just be streamlined for everyone. So good on you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
To staying in contact with all our Queensland agents. Sabine, certainly on deck, looking after our New South Wales agents. And of course, Jacqueline in Victoria, looking after all the agents down there. And we've got a fabulous support team that are really on the ball and are just there, and they know where to filter the information coming through
and we're all adapting and we're all working together, right?
It's got to keep working together.
That's all we could do.
No, we just got to keep moving forward. Yeah. Yes, we've got to zig and zag a little, but with the before you bid products and services, and you're confined to work from home, check us out.
Yeah.
Check us out.
Sounds
if you want to be registered, you just send an email and we'll send you a password, and within minutes, your portal will be set up. And all your listings will automatically be attached to the agent.
Sounds great. Thank you guys so much. Thanks. And check out their website, everyone. So beforeyoubid.com.au. Thanks again.
All right. Cheers.